Hey, welcome to Skate Date.
Hello.
It's Skate Date. It's a podcast.
It is?
Yeah, it's a podcast, and it's about skating and dating and all the things that fall in between those two.
I'm glad you let the people know because I was kind of worried that they wouldn't know this was a podcast.
Yeah, I mean, you never know. Like, they might be watching the YouTube channel. They're like, just think that they're just watching a couple girls chat about some stuff. But they could also be listening to it on their drive home or something like that.
True.
Anyways, hi everybody. I'm a rebel.
I'm Shove.
And together we are
Skate Date.
Shovel.
Can you dig it?
I can. Can you dig it?
Not tonight.
Not tonight.
Yes.
You can always dig it.
I know. I can dig it.
Okay, so dig it up. Oh
Lord.
Today we are talking about like community college and like California and that. And
What?
that sounds like not interesting, but I don't know how to explain it.
Oh my God. Okay, so you know how like I talked about how California laws change in the education of cosmetology? Well, my school, or like not even department, like my type of learning wasn't the only thing affected. So where a bunch of laws that had to go with like education, and this one affected Rebel, except this time it wasn't like a positive. Like with me, it is a negative. So we will dive into that.
And then we're going to talk about the Queer Prom.
And we're going to talk about how good cold brew Jameson is in eggnog.
Sounds delish. Why didn't you make me some?
Because you don't like whiskey.
But I like cold brew and I like eggnog.
I'm actually drinking your eggnog.
I knew it.
The Lactaid.
I knew you were drinking my eggnog.
That scared me. It was a Halloween witch hat that fell.
Oh.
That it was a flying roach.
Oh, scary. Oh, I hate that. Hashtag Long Beach problems. So before we like start with anything, I did want to give a little shout out to a couple people whose birthdays are this week who we really, really love. The first one is... Yes, it's Tiff, a.k.a. Hey Nick, a.k.a. Nick, a.k.a. Tiff.
Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya.
She also has like a YouTube. Her YouTube handle is not anything that I ever associate with her. So every time I talk to this, it's like Marshall Morgan or something like that. Mm-hmm. So I never think like, this is Tiff or this is like Nick. I just think like, who is this Marshall Morgan person? Anyways. So happy birthday to you. You can sing again.
No, I'm not a good singer, so I won't torture him again. Happy birthday also to
Jessica Savage.
Boop, boop, boop,
yeah, our homies in Florida and Chicago. Happy birthday. We love you very much. Happy birthday to you.
There we go. There's a
happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
Tiff and Savage.
It's your birthday.
Yeah, so how have you been?
I've been good. I've been working a lot.
I feel like I've barely seen you.
Yeah, I've literally been working so much. It's been actually pretty wild, but it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm ready for a break. Definitely.
I am on a downward spiral and I'm nervous because I need to go on a trip across the country to Florida.
Florida?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Sorry, Tiff, I'm not heading to your neck of the woods. I will be in Miami. But if there's any kind of possibility, maybe we can meet up.
Miami.
I am technically working, but luckily I work in roller skating. So I will be roller skating in Miami.
That's going to be so fun. You're going to have such a
so
good time.
Hot. I hate the humidity.
Really hot.
I hate the humidity.
Yeah.
I
think we should
hate
your
racism.
Hair. I think we
and
should.
I also hate Republicans, so I'm a little nervous.
I think that we should braid your hair because that'll help with the humidity.
She totally ignored everything I said. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe.
I've had some interesting experiences in Florida, and you just kind of have to go into it knowing that you're going to have interesting experiences.
I hope I get to see a Florida man in person.
You will. You will. You're going to be there more than one day.
I hope
you will.
that I come back as a Florida man.
I don't at all. But
I'm excited. I'm excited to see how other half of the country lives. Well, of course, not the whole other half, but it's really fun because different music, different
really
food.
Good food.
Yeah, people keep telling me it's really good food.
I really like the food in Florida.
Yeah, and Art Basil's happening.
Yeah, that's gonna be so fun.
Yeah, so we'll see how it goes. I'm hella nervous. I bought a seatbelt extender off of Amazon. Highly recommend if you are a fatty like me and you're like, I'm not embarrassed to ask, but I definitely don't like having to ask them, and then I feel like it takes forever, and then I'm panicking because I also have anxiety, and I'm like, oh my god, did they remember? I asked them for one, they still haven't brought it. What if this plane takes off and I don't have it yet? No, I can just waive all that. So, and it was only $10 or something.
Worth it.
Right.
Totally.
We got an ad?
Yeah, we got an ad. Are you ready for this?
I guess.
Okay. Starting today, I'm going to be so decked out in all the accessories.
Oh, really? Why just today?
Well, okay, I'm obsessed with accessories, earrings, rings, necklaces, you name it.
Yeah, you are always spending money on that stuff, but you have enough.
I will never have enough. What if I could give you a reason that I should buy accessories literally right now?
It would have to be a really good reason.
Okay, so Project Pinup Accessories is having a huge Black Friday sale that started today and is going until November 30th.
What? What? Well, that's as good of a reason as ever.
Yeah, check it out. So the sale is 25% off skate leashes, 25% off keychains, 40% off skate charms, 50% off jewelry, 30% off hair accessories, and 30% off stickers.
Well, I don't know what keychains are, but that is a super good sell.
Keychains are keychains. Yeah.
Hey, babe, what are you doing?
Huh? Oh, nothing.
Oh my God, are you already shopping on projectpinupaccessories.com?
Aw, man, you caught me.
Project Pinup Accessories. Good enough to pause a podcast to go shopping for.
But don't pause. Keep listening and then go shopping afterwards.
Whee!
Project Pinup. Killer sales. Even better accessories. What?
I don't know.
Okay. Should we go in the real world?
I don't have a choice. Let's go.
Okay. What's the real world, babe?
The real world is where we talk about the real world. We talk about current events or opinions and everything about life that affects us and you and everyone, that things that we feel passionate about and that we just talk way too much about. That's what the real world is.
Yes. So today's real world, oh my God, you have another sticker. That's actually my new branding for Cheers to the Queers. That sticker is.
I don't want to be seen today.
Okay. So I feel like, okay, I need to preempt this with information about myself. So the first piece of information is that I am a teacher at community college. So I teach communication studies at community college. I teach public speaking. I teach argumentation and debate, interpersonal communication, intro to mass communications, gender communication, all of those things. So I teach all of that. And I love communication studies. And I went and I got my master's degree in communication studies and my BA and my AA. And so I definitely am passionate about it. And I love teaching. And yeah. So recently, California passed a law that combines...
Boo, California. Boo.
Yeah. So basically there are two options when you're in community college, and one of them is the option to transfer for a like private university or a UC, and the other one is an option to transfer for a Cal State. And so students decide to take one of those two paths when they go through community college. But California passed a law which married the two together, which sounds like it would be great and that it would be easier for all students. However, when they married these two together, they took away comm studies as being a required class that students have to take in order to transfer, which in my opinion is stupid for many reasons, not just because I am a comm studies teacher, but because, oh my God, if there was ever a time in our freaking history that we needed comm studies, it is literally now. But, you know, whatever, we clearly don't care about that. And we also clearly don't care about the fact that public speaking is literally the number one required, like, desired trait for employers seeking new employees to start careers in their workplaces. But we don't care about that either. But yeah, so eliminated the need for students to take that class as a requirement for transfer. They probably will still have to take it down the road, like for their major or as like a gen ed, but because it's not required for transfer from the standpoint of the community college, that's going to completely eliminate the need for, basically, if you were a student and you were given the option to not take public speaking because you weren't required to do it, would you take public speaking?
No, because it's anxiety ridden.
Yeah, no one likes public speaking except for me. And like
the interpersonal communication sounds interesting though.
Yeah, and that is an option that lots of students take because they have to take a verbal communication class, and they have the option between public speaking and interpersonal communication. And so a lot of people take interpersonal communication, especially those with a lot of public speaking anxiety. But if that's not required at all, then students aren't going to take those classes. And right now, like especially the college that I work at specifically, the communication department is the third largest department on the campus. And without like communication studies being a required class, like one of the golden four that exist, like that, the whole department is going to be literally slimmed down to the very bare minimum, because right now we offer so many classes because students have to take the classes. But without students having to take the classes, like there will not be the need for adjunct professors, which is what I am. And as time goes on, this goes into effect in 2025. As time goes on, there will be less and less need for adjunct professors, and even less need for like summer classes or winter classes in comm. So even beyond just the adjunct professors being let go or not hired back, tenured professors will also not have like their overload classes, won't have like summer winter classes, which is what you kind of live on during those time periods. So essentially everything that I've worked for the last like 9 to 10 years is no longer a viable career option for me.
Dang.
Yeah, so I mean, I could be one of the lucky people that get a tenured full-time job.
But do you want that still? Like, do you actually want it, or are you just like, oh, I need it?
I don't even know anymore. Like,
exactly.
I just, it's so unreasonable because now even more people are going to be fighting so hard for it. And it was already like the last time there was a job, it was 3 jobs out of like all of Southern California. So, yeah. And a lot of those jobs require things or require you to work in programs that I'm not necessarily interested in working at or for. So it's put me in a really weird position and kind of a shocking position. And by kind of, I mean very shocking. And it's kind of weird being like, cool, so I have $100,000 in student loan debt for this job. And then California is like, fuck you, but also like, keep your debt.
I mean, the education system is kind of a trap.
Yeah, I know. It's just hard because I do love teaching so much, you know, and teaching was always part of my long-term plan. And so I kind of feel like that rug has been pulled out from underneath me, which is not my favorite feeling in the world. So, yeah.
So you don't like to be Aladdin?
No, I don't.
The rug.
Oh, I was like,
I saw you trying to connect.
Yeah. So, that's what's happening with me. And now I'm going through just a minor, you know, mental breakdown.
What year does it go into effect?
2025.
You got some time.
So I have 3 years to figure out a new career path.
Well, I guess it's not this podcast.
No, it is not. So yeah, so I have some things that I'm interested in, but I'm kind of like, I don't know, like I just never thought that I would have to do this at age 30. And I didn't think that I would be doing it because I was forced to. I thought that if I was doing it, that I'd be doing it because I, you know, was ready to make the leap into my small business and like had enough foundational support to be able to do it. And I'm definitely nowhere near that. So I'm just kind of a little anxiety ridden about it.
Well, it took me to 34, almost 35 to have a decent job. So there's that. That's America. I'm sorry because it sucks. But I also like was telling her like she low-key like manifested this shit because like she's been saying a lot. And I think probably is even on here like, I don't want to do this anymore. And I don't even think I want to teach. Or if I do teach, I want to teach like one class. And I don't want to do something else. Like everything I went to school for, you already had this crisis where you were like, I don't want to do this anymore. And this is everything I put my life into. And then you like quit that already. So it's like, this is like the next step where like life is nudging you to be like fully out of it and like go for your goals. And I feel like things happen for a reason. So, like, maybe now instead of being like, oh, maybe I'll do this, it's like, oh, shit, now I have to go for what I want to. So you'll actually do it. And I bet you'll succeed at it, too, because you're amazing.
I mean, yes and no. Like, I agree with you. But I also, like, for me, this part is especially hard because teaching, I actually really enjoy teaching. So, like, the other thing that I quit that I was like not really interested in doing, it was like I didn't want to do it anymore. But like teaching, I still really like.
But you know you can still be a teacher doing multiple other things in other ways too, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I just it's hard when it's something that you really like doing still. You know, like I always thought that I would have that, and that's the reason why I always said I would love to go down to 1 or 2 classes because I want to keep that in my life. Mm-hmm. But like knowing that that could be like just completely eliminated sucks so bad. But yeah, I do think I did manifest. I mean, I think I just have to get past it, you know? I mean, I think that this podcast is all about, you know, not the pretty side that we show everyone and about the like real struggles. And I definitely feel like I'm really struggling through this, you know, like I really feel like, you know, like every once in a while, I just feel like I'm randomly having panic attacks, you know, like I don't feel settled about it at all. And so I do agree with you. Like mentally, I can believe that like this is things happen for a reason and
that your degree can get you other jobs too that
yeah,
aren't necessarily that pay more too.
100%. And I'm having a hard time because I've never visualized it before. Like, I've never visualized what that job looks like for me. That like
I would
pays
start
me well.
making like a negative list of everything right now. Like the stress of every semester. Like, will I have classes? I don't know. You know, like that's not a way to live.
Yeah.
And then thinking you have your whole schedule and then like, boom, last minute, now you have a Friday class, or like, and not knowing what it's going to be really or what's going on is super last minute. Like there's so many stressful things about being an adjunct and like having to do like, what are they called? The lab classes that you hate and like all those things. Like maybe think of all the things that you're like, that'd be nice to be gone, and then focus on, and then like all the positive things and be like, how could I keep just the positive aspects of this job if I did like linger around and at least have one class a semester or something. Like, I mean, it's not, doesn't mean like you won't ever teach again. Like there's going to be opportunities.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah, I think it's hard because I have 3 like really good classes this year, and that almost never happens, that you have like multiple classes that you're like, wow, I love all of these students. And I totally have that this year. Like all of the classes that I have at the main place that I work, I'm just like obsessed with them. Like I think they're awesome. So I don't know. It's fine. I'll figure it out, and I will figure out all the negative things that I hate, which right now I can't even think of them, but I will think of them, and I'll think of all the positive, great things that I can do with free time and like moving forward. And then, you know, a lot of things I'm doing right now are building up experience for what I'd like to do. And so, yeah, it'll be good. I'll figure it out.
I love you, babe. Don't spin out.
I'm not going to spin out.
You're going to be great. You're going to be fine.
Yeah.
I love you.
Thank you. I love you too.
You want to move on?
Yeah, I want to move on. I hate this topic. All right. Next up is the wheel world.
There's so much whiskey in there. I can't believe you drank it.
It actually doesn't taste that much like whiskey.
Yeah, but it's still strong.
Yeah, it still made my mouth tingle.
Yeah.
All right, the wheel world. Let's talk about a better topic than the last one. Queer prom.
The hell's queer prom? Why do you need it? What's the point? What's the point of a queer prom? Like there's regular prom.
Okay, first off, shut up, cis white man who works at the In-N-Out. Second off, there is so much need for a queer prom because regular proms often are very, very heteronormative and queer exclusionary.
Well, I don't get it. Why can't you just like go with your friend and then like when you're in there you have a good time? Like they don't need to know.
Because queer people deserve the right to live loud and free and in themselves and with the people that they love.
Well, I guess I just still don't get the point. And that's what happened after queer prom and almost killed our experience. But it will not ruin anything because it was just a reminder of why things like queer prom need to exist in the world.
Yeah, literally after the queer prom, we went to the In-N-Out, and that's what some doofus dude was saying. And we were like, first off,
shut up, burger boy.
Give us our food. And second off, stop being homophobic.
And at least 2 other people, queer couples that were at the prom, experienced this.
Trash. Anyway, so don't go to the In-N-Out on 2nd in Long
PCH.
Beach. Yeah.
But yeah, we just want to get the bad part out so we can focus on the good.
Yeah. So other than that, which wasn't even a part of queer prom, my mouth still tastes like whiskey.
Drink some water.
So... Yeah, so queer prom was amazing. It was everything I ever dreamed of and more. I can't believe it.
It was like a literal prom. There was a red carpet. There was a place. There was 2 photo booths. It was like the first photo booth where you took like your couple photo. And we had a legit photographer. Shout out to
Damn it, Jesse,
aka the awkward skater. Sup, homie? Anyways, yeah, and then there was like a beautiful rainbow balloon arch in the middle of the rink.
Shout out to Angie for donating the balloon arch and the corsages. Shout out to Dennis for donating the red carpet.
There were giant fucking gold stars on the walls, and then there was a giant photo booth with a ring light that you could put your phone on it, and then you could take group photos, and there was giant balloon letters that said prom in the front, and when you stood outside the rink and you looked, you just saw a giant balloon arch, and when you looked through it, you saw giant prom. It was amazing.
Believe it or not, was not planned. That happened accidentally. I just did that in all of my prom magic.
It was, what's her name? Sappho.
It was Sappho. What is up with you and Sappho recently? This girl trying to relate to me by talking about Sappho.
Remember when you were like, I'm going to get a tattoo? Sappho.
Honestly, I still would.
You took one class. And then you were like, oh my God, I'm going to get a whole sleeve dedicated.
Hell yeah. No, I was like, I'm going to get a tattoo that is Inanna.
Oh, yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah. Anyways, but Sappho is the true queen. So there were also, shut up.
I thought about the video.
Oh my God, don't even talk about that.
You should post that.
No. Why would I ever do that?
Oh God. Okay, go.
Okay, so I just feel like I need to give context to this really quick. So I took this class in grad school that was like actually one of the hardest class I took because it like low key triggered me because it was like super about like different religions and stuff like that. But it was about like, what even was the class?
I don't know, but it was all about like religions and like where they come from, like rooted.
Yeah, it was religions and like Eastern philosophy and like communication. It was just, yeah, it was really amazing because it was all things that I had never learned before. And anyway, so I learned about Sappho and I learned about Inanna and I learned about all these other goddesses. And we had to do like a presentation delivering their works, and you will never see it. Ever.
Never.
I showed it to Chev, and she was like, I'm divorcing you. And we had just started dating.
I'm gonna freaking find it and I'm gonna post it.
No, you don't have it. You don't own it.
I'll find it.
Okay. Anyway, so Queer Prom. Tell the people about how it went.
It was your prom. You talk about it.
I already talked so much during this.
I talked too. I talked about the experience. Like I put a picture in their head. Anyways, at first it was slow, and then Rebel's like, "Oh my God, no one's here," even though it sold out. Oh my God, no one's gonna be here.
It sold out, which was awesome.
And it was like people aren't just like, you know, people are like, I want to be fashionably late. I want to make an entrance, and sure enough, like everyone showed up at like the same freaking time.
Yeah, like 8:30, everyone showed up, and I was like, oh my God, people, this event started at 5 p.m. But it's okay because it gave us time to take pictures and video, which was cute.
Yeah, people don't want to skate for 5 hours straight.
Yeah, I think next time I'm going to remember that so that I don't panic.
Yeah, and then we pushed all the events back because we had to let freaking, what's his face, Wendell be in the dance competition. So I was like, we're literally so far off schedule. We're like an hour and a half behind, which means that royalty didn't get crowned until like literally the last minute of the event.
Well, I really wanted to crown royalty in the middle of it so that they had time to like go around and be like, I'm royalty, and like skate around. But then Chef was like, no, it's like the ending thing. But I think in the future, I'm going to crown royalty in the middle so that they can like walk around and brag.
Yeah, if we have it later. But the problem is you have to have people there to vote.
Yeah, that was the issue, is that there wasn't enough people. And so I was just kind of like, I don't know what to do. And I think that like, I don't know, I'm just so used to holding events where people are on time that like when people aren't on time, I'm like,
yeah, it's not like it was like a prom. I mean, well, it was a prom.
Well, that's the thing. I was imagining that it was like a prom.
No, but people don't show up on time to a prom unless it's like a dinner.
Oh. See, at my high school, all the formals, you had to show up on time because you had to get on a bus to go to the place.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I didn't know that. So I was imagining that everyone was going to be there on time. So I was really stressed out when no one was there on time.
Yeah, but it was so much fun. The outfits were amazing. Someone won a pair of Moxie lollies. Thanks, Moxie, aka my job, for donating that.
Yeah, that was awesome.
And then Pigeon donated a
crap ton of cool stuff for the prom royalty winners. So they made off like bandits.
There was a Soul Train line.
There was a Soul Train line. There was a dance competition on and off skates. There was just like so much fun to be had.
How much money did you raise?
We raised $1,500 for
over
the center.
$1,500.
Yeah, it was a little over $1,500 for the center, Long Beach. So I was already able to donate that. So the money is already off doing good things for the queer community, which was amazing. And my goal, and I was like so stressing, y'all, like 2 weeks out from this event, only 30 tickets had sold. And I thought, am I about to host the biggest prom flop of my entire life? And I didn't even say anything out loud about it. I think you're the only one who said something about it because I didn't want to jinx it and make people think like, oh, if nobody's buying tickets, it's not going to be fun at all. Yeah, so I didn't want people to think like that it wasn't going to be fun. So then I was just like, y'all, like buy tickets. So then they sold out. And I was like, damn, okay. And 17 people donated tickets. Wow. So 17 people got to go that couldn't afford it. And with that being said, every single person who asked for a free ticket was able to go. And some of them were able to bring guests too for free. And so that was so awesome. So I'm like so just beyond stoked about that. And then people liked my centerpieces, which I spent way too long on.
Because that's what you do.
Because that's what you do, I guess. And yeah, so that was the prom. And it was awesome and amazing. And everyone was like, you're going to do it again next year. And I was like, not without a committee. Like, there is no way I'm doing it by myself again. Because I literally stayed up until like 4 a.m. every single fucking night, the week before prom, just trying to make sure everything was sorted out. And if I just had a committee, that would have been perfect. But I didn't want to ask people for help without being able to pay them. But now I understand that people are willing to donate their time for things like that.
Tell the people about your outfit and why it was horrible for skating.
So my outfit was a champagne silver-ish, I don't know how to explain it. It was both champagne and silver jumpsuit with these amazing sleeves, and the whole thing was sequined. And then on top of it, I put this ridiculous tulle skirt that was white with a huge train
that she cut right before the prom.
That I cut the front of so that I wouldn't fall going forwards. But then like obviously I can't go backwards because there's a huge train, and like even when you try and pick it all up, it was so like full of tulle that like you still couldn't get all of it. So I like went into this knowing that I was going to try skating and also knowing that I was going to eat shit like at least once.
Well, you would have been fine, but you were like, no, I'm going to jump backwards.
I didn't jump
whatever.
backwards.
It didn't matter. Going backwards, period, was like impossible. It only worked for you like once.
It worked for me once, and I'm glad it is
and then you got cocky.
Somewhere on video. And then I did get cocky. Yes, I got cocky and then I ate shit. And you can see that on my Instagram, Queer Girl Straight Skates. I posted it as a reel because I thought it was hilarious. I actually don't think I posted my like actual of me skating in the dress. I should probably post that instead of just posting the fail because I did succeed at it.
The bell's the best though. Who cares about winning?
I know, right? Totally.
Any sucker can win.
I feel
but can you bail?
Can you bail and make it entertaining?
Can you bail fashionably?
Can you bail and end up with a veil? Because that's what happened to me.
It was great. Bail.
I like fell, and then some of the tulle like fell over my face.
Jesse, at Damn It Jesse, aka at the Awkward Skater. If you're listening, I know you had a collection of stickers you were drawing of people bailing. Can you please draw Rebel laying on the ground, skates in the air, with her dress as a veil over her face?
Oh my God, that would be such a good sticker.
And call it the bell, the
the
Bell Bell.
The Bell Veil.
The Bell Bell.
The Veiled Bell.
The Veiled Bell sticker.
Oh, I love it. The Veiled Bell.
Got
Brilliant.
it. And then she's the talent, so she needs 5%, and I need 10% of your profits because I'm the manager.
Yes. Daviger. So so that was the Queer Prom, and it was super awesome. And so I'm dreaming of doing it again, but I also think that I do think that some structures need to be set into space, and I also would need to find a location for it next year. And I would also have to decide whether I wanted to do it during typical prom time, so it would reset, so then it would be every year around prom, or if I skip a year. I don't know.
Oh.
All things to consider. I really have so many other things going on in my head right now that I don't really have the space to figure out next year potential queer prom.
Per usual.
Yeah. But so that was Queer Prom, and we prommed 2 people, prom royalty, and and you can see a prom recap on both my...
Bobby called it a sizzle reel.
Oh, that's cute.
He was like, there will be a sizzle reel of Rebel's Queer Prom on the Moxie YouTube channel. But then he didn't tell any of us when it premiered, so I got a random alert, and I was like, what the hell? But it wasn't a premiere. It just dropped randomly.
I asked him if he wanted it to be a premiere, and he was like, nah, it's 5 minutes. I was like, oh, okay. But so he made a sizzle reel for prom, so if you want to go check it out, it's on Moxie's YouTube channel. And tomorrow I'm going to be dropping a YouTube video if I can finish it in time.
Oh, she's going to be up till 4 a.m. editing again. That's what that means, because we had to do a podcast.
So tomorrow, if I can get it edited in time, we are going to have a video about Queer Prom going on Queer Girl Straight Skates.
Yippee. I can't wait to see.
It's going to be cute.
I ugly cried at Queer Prom. I remember making a moment where I saw Pigeon looking at me, and then I looked at her full on ugly Kim Kardashian crying, and then I turned, and she looked so confused. She was probably did Rebel just dump her? Why is she crying? I was trying not to make it obvious, but what happened is Rebel left me so she could, fucking do something. I don't know. She had to do something of importance. And she hands me the microphone, which already I was like, I don't want this. I don't want this. But I took it, and it was to talk or whatever. The people were doing their walk for prom royalty to basically be vote for me. And then I'm just watching and literally sober. Of course I snuck a flask in because it's prom, but it was a baby flask that's literally more cute than functional. So I'm standing there pretty much sober, and I'm watching all these queerdos and queer allies, and I'm my heart, it was just so cute to see, and everyone looked so happy, and everyone was so fucking weird, and I love when people are weird because it means they're comfortable and they feel safe. And then it was and then I started tearing up, and I was like, oh God, what's happening? And then it went away. I was able to fight it because I had to start using the microphone to say stuff, so it snapped me back to reality. But then one of the people that won Queer royalty, their name's Diana, and they were talking about how Kiana's their idol, and they know me and Rebel and all this stuff, and they started tearing up, and they're like, it doesn't feel real, I can't even believe this is all happening, they were in shock. And then I walked away, and I was full on crying. I couldn't stop. I had to get a napkin and pat my face, and glitter was getting everywhere, and I couldn't stop. It was 5 minutes of just crying.
Oh my God.
And I was it won't stop. And I had never cried tears of joy like that before, so I was really confused. And I know I looked like I was sad and got dumped at prom, but it was really just tears of joy. I was just really, really happy, and I don't understand why that happened, but it happened. And then I cried at the In-N-Out almost because the guy pissed me off.
Yeah, you had an emotional night, and that's really cute. I love that for you.
I hate it.
I was busy trying to make sure that the prom voting happened. I was stressing. I was we have 9 minutes. and I have to make this happen. And the boxes weren't built. And that was like my grave error, which is why I handed you the microphone. I was like, oh no.
Did we forget that one? What happened? Were we set up?
I had delegated it and it didn't get
Yay.
Yeah, that's okay though.
There was a lot of that. We're just going to make sure that we have people that we can trust to be in place and like understand the assignment. That's the thing. Do you understand the assignment? That's all we need. Mm-hmm. We just need to know you're here. We know it's a fun event and we know you want to have fun, but we also got to know that there's a job to be done.
Yeah, because I ended up doing like a lot of things that I had not wanted to do during prom because I really wanted to like just sit there and enjoy it. And I
had to be the one that was like, babe, people are bored. Nothing's happening. We got to make this work. And then we tried to make it work with someone else, but that didn't work. So then it ended up being like, all right, babe, now it's on you. And then like I tried to be like Vanna White and like assist with things. But yeah.
I mean, you did an awesome job at it.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks.
But yeah, so it was cute and we loved it. And we hope that if we host it again, that you will come. Yeah.
Don't come.
No, come, please. All right. We talked a lot. So let's move on to find your skate date.
So I was purposely talking a lot because I knew we didn't have a find your skate date.
Oh, but we have a long deer shovel, so.
Oh, dang it.
Yeah. So there is no find your skate date, but I have a question for all of you. It's just like a general wondering, and you can let me know what you think about this. But I wonder, one, if you would like to send in a find your skate date, which is basically when we connect you with other skaters in your area, you can email dearskatedate@gmail.com. But also, if we hosted like a find your skate date meetup.
Oh God, no.
Yeah, like a skate meetup.
Are you still thinking about that?
Yeah, like it's like a skate meetup, but it's just like a find your skate date meetup. So like it's just like a meetup, whether it's a dance meetup or a skate park meetup or just like a rollout or whatever. But the whole purpose is like you can come alone and your goal is to like find a skate date, like find people that you want to skate with. I think it'd be kind of fun.
It sounds like a regular meetup.
Yeah.
Like every meetup, that's what happens.
Yeah,
you hear there's a meetup and you're like, oh, cool, other skaters. So you go and then you talk to people.
It is like a regular meetup. But
find your skate date makes it sound like there's going to be like speed dating happening in the bowl or something.
It's not speed dating. No, but it's like, so I think that a lot of meetups, people are like nervous to go by themselves. Like I still hear that a lot. But if we were to make a meetup that was like, what if we just called it like a skate date meetup? So then it was like you could really come by yourself and then know like other people are also coming by themselves and like we want friends. What do we think about that? Is that a bad idea?
I'm a cynic, so you know I hate it. But I know a lot of people listening are like, oh my God, that's amazing. And for me, I would still not go if I was the only person because, like, the idea of just going anywhere, like, even knowing, like, there's going to be other people alone, like, I would be like, too people-y, too much, like, I can't do it. But I know there's some people that are alone and would be like, finally, I've been waiting my whole life for this and would love it.
Well, my thought is if you're a person who's like, too people-y, then you could send in a profile to find your skate date and we could specifically find you a skate date. But if you're a person who's like too embarrassed to send in a find your skate date, but you still want to find a skate date, then maybe you could just come to a skate date meetup.
Hey, babe, why are you always trying to find more work for us?
I'm not. I have found. I don't know.
Now we're fucking matchmakers. Like what? We're hosting a meetup and we're matchmakers.
No, I don't know.
Send us your profiles. We'll link you with another skater.
You came up with that idea. Find Your Skate Date was your idea.
No, yeah, for like on here, but I'm not saying I'm gonna do it for in person.
No, I wasn't saying I was saying like if you're embarrassed for like a group thing, then you could do the digital one.
No, like when you said like, and we'll find your person, this is what I picture. Like it's the fucking matchmaker and you have all these profiles, like we have both our iPads out and you're like, this is Andrea. Andrea likes blah, blah. And then I'm like, well, this is Molly. And they also like blah, blah. And we're like, we'll pair them together. And then we keep doing that. Like,
okay,
that's what I'm imagining.
TV show idea. TV show idea.
Oh my gosh.
No, that's not what I was imagining. Although, if that was still a job, I'd be into it.
If that was still a job and we were having a show, I would purposely match people that would clash.
Well, if it was a show, obviously.
And then like someone would be like stuck in the bowl and then their skate date would be like, ha ha ha, and skate away.
That's so rude. What a horrible display of the skate community for like everyone else watching the show.
I'm a Capricorn. I have a dark side.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So let us know what you think about that in the comments. If you think it's a terrible idea, let us know. If you think it's a good idea, let us know. If you have no comments on the matter.
Per usual, because no one writes in. Just keep doing you, do. What? Keep doing you, boo-boo. Sorry, this whiskey's sneaking up.
I feel like I know that y'all are there, and I don't hate you for not commenting or like writing notes or anything. But I do think it's kind of like a funny joke that you're playing on us. Like,
I also think like, first we had 2 girls, 1 pup. And it was cute and fun. And then we were like, we're running out of things. And Rebel hated it. And then I was like, fine, we'll do it. We won't do it anymore. And then I was like, wait, Find Your Skate Date. And then that was really fun. And people really liked it and participated. And now they don't. So now we're just going to have a 45-minute podcast and not have anything.
Or what if we replace it like next season? We replace it with something else.
So we only have a month of no emails and a blank thing where we just talk about random shit like this and disagree on being matchmakers in our imaginary reality show.
Yeah.
And people listen and are like, what the fuck is happening? I just want to hear about someone that's looking for a skate friend. And now they're like on weird tangents, making weird jokes I don't get. Like, this is not a comedy podcast. This is supposed to be about skating. And now they're just like lost their shit.
Matchmaker, make me a match.
And I'm going to say, if you're that person with that thought, then you should freaking write into us so we can get back on track.
Yeah.
Hey, you.
Yeah, you.
I'm talking to you.
Yeah. You thinking?
Grab your phone. You can still listen. I know you can still listen. Spotify can be open. Apple Podcasts, whatever. Okay, swipe up. I need you to go to your Gmail, Yahoo. I hope it's Gmail, not Yahoo. But go to your email account. I need you to type in
dearskatedate@gmail.com
and say, Dear Shovel, my name is blah, blah.
My pronouns are blah, blah, blah.
I am looking for blah, blah, blah. And I live in blah, blah, blah.
Here's a picture of me.
Yep. Here's my @ Later. Send it. All right. We're back to the podcast. Thank you for doing that.
All right. Now that we've done Find Your Skate Date.
She had one sip of my drink. She's tipsy.
I don't understand why we don't have a segment called Dear Skate Date. We have Find Your Skate Date, and then we have Dear Shovel. Well, and then our email is dearskatedate@gmail.com.
Because we're dumbasses. Wait, honestly,
okay.
I'm going to get drunk more for the podcast. It's way more fun.
Okay, so now that we've done that section, let's move
on
to the next one.
What?
Okay.
Jesus Christ, this is a freaking letter.
This is Dear Shovel, the part of the podcast where you write messages to us and then And then we respond to them. I don't know why I have the giggles right now. It's because of Shove. Okay, so this I think is supposed to be a deer shovel, but it was in our inbox and it was formatted like a deer shovel, like our Insta DMs. So it might not have been meant to be a deer shovel.
They slid into our DMs with a love letter.
I think it meant to be a deer shovel, but it might not be meant to be a deer shovel. But
it meant to be.
We're acting like it's a deer shovel because it says deer shovel. So here we go.
You have to read it. My eyes hurt.
Okay. Actually, it said hay shovel. Oh, so maybe it's not supposed to be a deer shovel. That's okay. Hay is like the modern day version of a deer, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Hey, shovel. We are coming to you from the good old Midwest. We may not be skating around in our swimsuits on Venice, but we have a big-ass public skate park, which is pretty badass. That does sound really cool, and I want to go. Okay. We started this group as 2 derby players who missed their skating buddies because of the pandemic. Since then, we have been a space for skaters to come and learn new skills, try new types of skating, and generally find community together. We are located in Des Moines, Iowa, and we love promoting anything skate-related in our area. Please let us know if you need more info from us or if you have a class or something for helping us grow our community. We would be interested. Sincerely, Chachi and Skatey. Oh my God, you should have a TV show called Chachi and Skatey. That's such a good name.
Wait,
Chachi and Skatey.
Chachi's from that show from like the 70s?
Yeah, it
80s?
is.
What show was it?
I don't remember.
I think it was literally like, I don't know.
But
I think like TV Land used to play it.
like, Barb and Star. Barb and Star go to Florida or something like that. Go on vacation, whatever. But you could be Chachi and Skatey. And then you could have a little show. Then you could like go to different skate parks around Iowa. Or you could just interview the people who come to your big skate park in Iowa. Anyways, okay, that's to build not your at all scene, what you're asking. But
to build your senior group, you could, I don't want to say you should, but you could like make some cool flyers and you could like put them at the skate park, or if you're like, well, there's no one really at the skate park yet, that's what we're trying to do. You can put them like coffee shops or like, I don't know, random places like that have bulletin boards. Just like stick it to that wall. Exactly. But yeah, a lot of times people just don't know. And like the more you're skating, like if you street skate, like the more people see you on skates, that's when people are like, ooh, what's that? Whoa, yeah, look at them.
Street skate through your city.
Yeah. And then when people are like, oh my God, like rollerblades, because that's what they'll say. Oh my God, rollerblades. Haven't seen that since I was a kid. And you'll be like, they're skates.
Or they'll be like, roller derby.
Yeah. And then it'll be like, yes, but not right now. And then I'll be like, oh my God, where'd you get your skates? And you're like, well. And then you'll be like, well, we have this group. And oh my God, have you gone to the skate park? We should meet it up. Blah, 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 blah.
Our skate park meetup is called Skate Date. Just kidding.
It's not going to happen. If it happens, I won't be there.
Okay. So Roller Skate Des Moines is the handle. So if you are a person who is a skater in Iowa, or if you know someone who would like to become a skater in Iowa, you should hit up Roller Skate Des Moines. Am I pronouncing it wrong?
No, I was thinking about where Thighs lives in Soup Beans.
I think they live in a different state.
Or Ohio.
I thought they lived
Missouri.
in like,
they're Missouri.
Yeah.
Yeah, where the the giant arch.
Is that Kansas City?
Oh God, no.
I don't know. Sorry about our bad geography.
She's like, is that
everybody.
Oklahoma?
Oklahoma, where the wind comes sweeping down the plain. Okay.
California education, am I right?
California. Okay. Anyways, so I think a good idea for building your community is hosting events. So like I see you're already saying that you like have created a space to have skaters come and learn new skills, try new types of skating and find community. But I think that if you like hosted an event or maybe like, something that Pigeon Skate Shop or Moxie Skate Shop back then, but is now Pigeon Skate Shop does is that they will host lessons once a week during the summer. Like, they host consistent lessons at one location, which I feel like would be a really cool thing for you to do. If you're just like teaching people how to skate consistently, then like new people will come out. And that's a really great way to build your community, is by having like that every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. or whatever, 10 a.m., people are going to be there to teach you skating. Then maybe you could recruit people to come and like learn how to skate, or, what have you. I think that would be a good idea.
It's just really important to know that, like, people, like, how do people find out about that?
Yeah, you have to use Shov's strategy in order to get people to my strategy. Like, you have to post about it in order to find
people. Go to a
people.
random Facebook group that has roller skaters, because I feel like there's a lot of people that will be like, oh, crap, I live over there. I didn't know about that.
Yeah, definitely. I think just getting the word out is really important. And you can use the internet, obviously, but you can also use word of mouth. You can also like talk to the YMCA if there's one near you. You could also talk to like, okay, this might be like kind of a stretch, but no, I mean the schools near you. So like, if there's like a high school or a college near you, sometimes they'll have like clubs that you can go and talk to.
But you know what?
What?
Like back in our day, that would have, because we're old biddies, it was so easy for like all these random people to come and be like, we're going to act out this scenario that helps kids for yada, yada, yada. People are like, okay. But now we're in the day of age where like, you can't even come onto campus without like a full freaking background check and everything, because that's the world we live in now. Yeah, because unfortunately times have changed. Like when I worked at Coffee Bean, I wanted to give away like pastries and coffee for free, and I would call the school and they're like, oh, you're not allowed on campus. Like no one like is allowed. Like I was like, okay.
That's
like not
kind of
even
crazy. I didn't know that.
Yeah, because school shootings.
Oh, yeah.
We forgot about them because the pandemic and schools were closed, but
yeah, I forgot that that's one of the reasons why I didn't want to be a teacher.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big con. Yeah, so never mind, scratch that idea. But yeah, I mean, I don't know then. That was my big idea. My big idea was to like find like college students, because I feel like college students are down for everything.
Colleges are easier. I was thinking if you were thinking like,
no, I was thinking community college.
Yeah, that'd probably be easier. I mean, like anyone can walk on to Cal State Long Beach.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, I mean, do you have any other ideas?
No, I think that's it. But I wish you the best of luck. I hope you get some skaters to join the fam bam.
Yeah, it's so awesome what you're doing. I think it's so cool and so important. I think more people need to do what you're doing.
Mm-hmm. And how? All right. Did we get any 5-star reviews?
No, but here are some ways that you can support our podcast.
It's just funny.
What's funny?
Because like you still have me do this podcast and people are like, come on, Shove, don't quit. We love the podcast. You can do it. And there's just nothing.
I just think that like,
I'm just kidding. It's fine.
I think to get people to interact with a podcast, it's like way more steps. Like it's like way more difficult than like interacting with something where you're already like I feel like with other social medias, it's like you're already on the post and you're like looking at your phone and stuff. But
what
like,
if we were like, we'll send you $1 if you leave a 5-star
review? We don't have that much money.
We'll send you $0.25.
Oh my gosh. But I feel like when you're listening to a podcast, it's like when you're driving or like you put the podcast on and then you're like making dinner or whatever.
Oh yeah, I've never left a review for podcast.
So that's why I think we can't judge them.
Maybe a comment. I'm not judging them. I'm just like saying the irony of it all.
Oh yeah. Well, you could, to support our podcast, you could give us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts. Another thing you can do is
what? Subscribe to our YouTube.
Yeah, subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is Skate Date Podcast. Or you could let us advertise your business. So you could hit us up at skatedatepodcast@gmail.com and be like, yo, what are your rates? And we'll tell you. And you'll be like, wow, those are some good rates. I want to advertise my business with you.
People that are starting the podcast from the beginning, we're now up to the thousands. We've passed 1,000 listens, which is awesome.
Oh, yeah.
And you can see they're like catching up. So it's trending. So like when you do, we have really, really great prices on our adverts. And wow, adverts. I'm British now. We have great prices on our adverts. And you get roughly around what it comes to like, well, it's evergreen, first of all, but also like we average around 300 views on our YouTube for people that listens. And then like as an episode comes out, like 350 people listen and within that first week. So that's at least 600 people that in 1 week they'll listen, but over time it will be 1,000 or more. So it's really cool to know that you have that opportunity to get your business known to people that maybe didn't know that it was a thing.
Yeah. And the final way that you can support us is by supporting our individual small businesses. So you can shop on fatfemmefatale.com.
It might not be around anymore.
You can shop Fat Femme Fatale's Etsy.
That might be canceled too. I'm going through something where I think I might not sell my artwork anymore. We'll discuss on another episode, possibly. I could change my mind. It could be just that I'm depressed, but I don't. I just like, I'm starting to not see the point anymore. Rebel really wants me to keep going, but I don't know.
Or you could shop on www.cheersthequeers.com, which will still be going because I have invested way too much of my life and money's into it. And also because I love it. And that's another way to support us.
Yay.
Yay.
Support cheersthequeers.com, please.
I feel like that is a way too depressing note to end on. We cannot end on that note.
I'm sorry that depression is depressing.
Yeah.
All right, people. Thank you for listening.
Thanks for listening.
I hope that we see you at the next Queer Prom. I hope that Rebel finds a new career or lucks out and things change.
Yeah, sorry about this bummer episode, yo. I didn't realize. I was like, why am I feeling so heavy right now? And I'm like, oh, because I spent the whole time talking about how devastated I am.
And I'm sorry, I've been sniffly. It's really dusty in the garage and my allergies are real. And I'm sorry that I'm a sad person.
I don't think you should apologize for that.
But thank you for listening and for always being there for us in silence.
And we love you very much.
We love you.
So
we'll see you next week.
We'll see you next week.
Bye.